I don't know how well this is going to work, and I don't know how well you guys can hear me. I don't know anything right now because this is a different phone. I had to downgrade my phone, and I'm not really happy about it, but there was absolutely nothing I could do. So I'm using a Motorola, don't know what it's called, but it just came out, I think last year they said, but I don't use Motorola. I'm a Samsung girl, so I'm actually an iPhone girl, but yeah, I'm going to put my coat back on. I am absolutely freezing right now. Anyways, haven't done this in quite some time. I know I got some new subscribers on my channel, and I don't want them to be like, well, this channel's boring crickets. So I'm going to do me a little Taco Bell mukbang. I'm freaking cold. The temperature dropped here in Michigan. It went from 70, almost 80 degrees 2 days ago, and it went down to 40 degrees, and I'm not doing well with it. My whole body right now is like, huh? So I actually kind of am sick today. I had like a sore throat, and I'm just like really weak, and I don't feel good. So anyways, so we're gonna do a Taco Bell mukbang. Yeah, I'm sitting in front of my fireplace because I'm freezing. I have to have intense heat on me at all times because if I don't, I'm not a happy girl. So I should have. I don't know why I was born in the north. I'm not a northern. I was meant for down south. But my dad decided that he wanted to, you know, come back to Michigan. He was in Tennessee. And in the beginning, he was in Florida. I question him all the time why he came back here. So I got the chicken quesadilla, hard shell taco. Everybody knows what that looks like. And I got a Pepsi, which everybody knows what that looks like. So, and I woke up this morning and just was not feeling good. I had like a sore throat, runny nose. It's from the temperature change because I don't do well. Chicken cheesy quesadilla. I haven't had one of these in a really long time. Last time I had one of these was 2020. I had COVID. And I remember I lost my taste and my smell. But I remember I could sense the hotness. But I couldn't taste it. So that's my cat. That's a black cat. That's not a ghost. That's a black cat. But yesterday, I wish I could upload this on my YouTube channel. She saw something yesterday in my house. When we first moved in here, back in 2023, me and her were home alone one day. And I was in the kitchen washing dishes. Minding my own beeswax. She was too. And she was about, I think she was 6 or 7 months old. So she was still, you know, she was still extremely young. And, all of a sudden she came in the kitchen and she started just kind of like going around my legs in a circle. And she was meowing at me. And she's out. She's like, no, I'm not going to be part of this video. Big stretch. And I'm like, what's wrong? I'm like, what's wrong with you? And so I went into the living room because I couldn't figure it out. And then she kind of kept looking at my living room ceiling. Above our living room is the master bedroom. And so hold on to that. So she kept looking up at the living room ceiling, and I'm like, that's weird. And then she sat on my lap, and she kind of just stayed there. She doesn't sit with me. She's a daddy's girl. She loves my husband. So I knew something was wrong. You know, I was like, you do not sit with me. I'm like, what's going on? Flash forward to yesterday. Flash forward to yesterday. Again, me and her were home alone. It was early in the morning. My husband was taking my kids to school. And she was sitting at the end of my bed. I was having my morning coffee. And all of a sudden, she kind of just starts staring at the bedroom door. Again, there was nobody in our house. There was nobody home. And it was quiet as could be. The door was shut. And I did have my son's bedroom window open in his room. So I thought maybe the draft coming through was kind of spooking her. So I went in there and I shut it. And then I kind of just like left the bedroom door open. No, that didn't work. She slowly inches down from the bed, gets down by the floor next to our dresser. This is the master bedroom again. And she's staring at the door, the doorway. And her eyes are just black. And her tail is tucked around her. And she's very aware. And she's staring this thing down. I mean, she is locked onto this thing. She will not look away. And I'm like, what the hell's going on with you? And I'm like, something's standing there. Something is there. And she gets up on her hind legs. And she raises herself up. And she's looking and she's staring at it. And her ears are very perked. And she's very alert. And the hair on her back goes up. And I'm like, okay, so that's a clear sign right there that she's looking at something spiritual. And this went on for about 5 minutes. And then she kind of slipped around me. You know how like cats, like when they like another cat's gonna attack them, they kind of do this weird thing where they're like, keep an eye on the cat, but then they'll slowly back away, like, I'm watching you. And they start to like back away, and then they'll kind of slowly like wait, but then they'll look back. And they do that weird thing. That's exactly what she was doing. And then she was kind of like coming around me, like she was gonna try to make her way to it so she could attack it. And I was like, what the hell is going on? That was the master bedroom. So I kind of put 2 and 2 together, and I was like, that the day that she was younger and she was looking up at the ceiling was the master bedroom, and then yesterday was the master bedroom. So something happened in there. I don't know exactly. I don't know exactly what's going on with that room. She does not like that room. I guess I shouldn't say that. She knows something's not right in that room. And when we first moved in here, I got bad vibes. Why I moved in here, I have no idea. I was like, moving anyways. But my mom always told me, because my mom, she has like a sixth sense, so does my grandmother. I kind of do, but I don't at the same time. She's my spiritual surveillance camera. But I do believe in it. That we all go someplace. So I know that she saw something. These places are old. They were built in 1965, so I know, and it does kind of have a sad history to it. There were a couple of accidents and things murders that actually happened on this street. Not possibly in this apartment, but it was down the road. It was a really sad thing that happened, but I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to, because it's just disrespectful to her, but it was a sad thing that happened. But there are a lot of tragic events that happened in this area, in this neighborhood, so it doesn't surprise me. My ex-sister-in-law actually lived here, not in this building, but the one that was down the road in that apartment. She moved out. Within a month, she left. She was like, I'm out. People don't tend to stay here very long. They move out pretty quickly. Once they start to find out the history, they're out. It's kind of sad. I have prayed over my apartment. I have bless my apartment the best that I possibly can. I actually asked my pastor to come in here because I was going to see if maybe he could do it. And he said to me on the phone, he was like, oh, yeah, where do you live? And I was like, blah, blah, blah. And I told him, and he's like, oh, yeah, I've been there before. For what? You know, and I'm like, you're a pastor, priest, say, oh, yeah, I've been there before. Oh, I know about that area very well. You're like, you just start thinking in your head, like, all these things. So, my husband is very scared of it. He won't admit it, but he's afraid. He hates talking about it. This coming from the guy that watches scary movies like they're going out of style. But he is petrified of this crap. Like, he won't talk about it. Me, I talk about it because it's a fact of life. Like, it's, you know, it is what it is. I mean, Jesus himself dealt with it. So that was fun. These aren't as spicy as I remember them to be. I was on the phone one night with one of my friends. My kids had already gone to bed. And, I was making, like, some chicken fingers and french fries or whatever because I was hungry. I was on the phone. She was like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, what? She goes, literally just heard growling. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I heard growling when you were talking. She's like, did you get a dog? I was like, no. I don't know. We've been trying to move out of here for a while now. We've been trying to find someplace else to live, but in the economy that we live in now and the environment that we live in now, it's extremely hard to find someplace else to live. Everything's so expensive. I mean, I'm talking $1,100 to $1,200 to $1,500 a month at some places, and ain't nobody got that kind of money. So we were here just bunking with spirits, you know? I lived in a farmhouse. I lived in a 1700s farmhouse when I was a kid, all the way up until I was 13. My mom used to tell me all kinds of stuff, like, all the time. And I seen it with my own eyes, so I kind of always been around it, like, my whole life. All my life. Like, even when I was with my ex-husband, and we were living with his mom and his stepdad, my ex-mother-in-law's dad passed away in that house, and the bedroom was, like, right above the tool shed, which, it wasn't really a tool shed, it was a room in the basement that my stepdad had turned, or my stepfather-in-law had turned into a tool room. It's really cool, but yeah. And they kept their fridge in there, so you could go in there and, like, you know, it was full of beer and all kinds of stuff. You know, and I was an alcoholic back then, so I was constantly going in it, but I was in there getting a drink. It was probably like 11:30 at night, and they had a cat, and she followed me in there. I was like, oh, and I picked her up because I love cats, and she was like this big gray Persian cat. She was beautiful, and all of a sudden, like, I'm holding her, and she just goes, like, literally looked like she was looking at somebody behind me, and she went like this. She went into the ceiling. And I'm like, okay, you know, and I let my ex-father-in-law know the next day, and she goes, oh yeah, my dad passed away. She was probably him saying hi. And then there was a license plate that was, like, up on the ceiling, and it said, I don't remember exactly what it said. I don't know if it was her dad or it was her son, because my ex-husband's brother died at a very, very young age. He was only 16. 15? He was like 15 or 16. And anyways, so, like, it drew me, like, right to that license plate when she looked over, and I was like, I just kind of took it as what it was. You know, I was just like, whatever. I didn't think nothing of it. I didn't get, like, worked up about it. It is what it is. And So I've always been around it, like my whole life. It's not really been, it's not abnormal to me. It's not strange to me. It's just, it's a part of life, and I think that we're all going to one day, it's, I believe it. I do believe that that happens. But my mom's always told me about, like, what to watch out for. Because she has dealt with that, too. You know what I mean? Get those crabby ones. No. My mom's officially spooked, though. I told her about the video. She's scared. Look, I'm not coming over anymore. I'm done. I'm coming over. But my husband's scared. I didn't tell my kids. My oldest son, he'll freak out, as well as my oldest daughter. I hope to God she doesn't watch this video, because if she does, she's going to be scared to death. She's not going to want to come over anymore. And she's subscribed to my channel, so if you're watching this video, there's nothing to be scared of. But it's true. Yeah, these ain't even spicy anymore. They used to be super spicy, they're not anymore. I'm just getting older. Anyways, my dad told me something one time. He was like, if you're getting sick, he's like, your veins on your arms will get tiny. And I kid you not, I didn't feel good earlier. And they were super skinny. And now that I'm eating, they're not anymore. My dad's weird. Like, he's weird. He knows things. It's weird. My dad's really in nature. Like, it's like the Indian in him. He knows things. Like, he has told me, like, just weird crap, but he's accurate. Like, he's right. I'm like, okay, Dad. But then he says really bizarre things, and you're like, no. But, gotta love my dad. He's a weirdo. Alright, now I'm just gonna eat I guess not, because I can't get it off the paper. Great, so, Herschel. Every time I eat one of these, I think of a really funny story that it's funny. It's just a good memory, but I'm telling you, pregnancy does something to you. Anybody's eating around you, watch out. Watch out. Food's gone. It just disappears. I swear to God, to this day, I still didn't know it was not mine. I didn't know it was not my taco. I ended up going out. It was kind of like a little girl's day. I went out with my my ex-mother-in-law, or my ex-sister-in-law, and I don't know what we were doing, but anyways, we came back to the house. We all got Taco Bell. I swear, to this day, I did not know it was mine. It wasn't mine. I didn't know. I was pregnant. And I ate a hard shell taco. I ate it. And my ex-mother-in-law was like, where's my taco? And she starts, like, looking through the bags. And my ex-sister-in-law, like, looks down, and she's like, you mean that one? And it was gone. It was gone. I had already ate it. She's like, you ate my taco. I'm like, I didn't know. Like, it was hilarious. That's my husband. So, don't be like, there's a ghost. That's my husband.
No, just a random guy.
Well, I told the ghost story.
Oh.
About what happened yesterday. Stevie watches my videos, so I don't want her to be like, I'm not going to Mom's. But you've already been here like 90 times, so you're good. It's nothing to be scared of. I know she's gonna end up saying something to me when she sees me now. She's like, Mom, I saw your video. You have ghosts in your house. I do not have ghosts. Nope. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, but there's nothing bad. Oh, but on a side note, my cat's sick. Come on, you guys. But it has nothing to do with that. So, she went out like a week ago, okay? I'm not gonna lie. So if there's any pet people on my YouTube that you want to get mouthy and jumpy and you want to jump on here and be like, you know what? And say something negative, I'm not gonna respond to you. I'm just gonna delete your comment. So, she's a female. And, she's not fixed yet. And so she went outside, because I wanted her to have one litter of kittens, and then I was going to get her fixed. My feet is like cramping up right now. So, we've been trying now for close to almost 2 months. Like, I've been trying for a while. She'll go outside, and then she comes back in. I'll let her out. Only when she's in heat. Well, she stopped being in heat for like 3 or 4 months. She just wasn't going into heat. And I'm like, that's weird. She wasn't pregnant, obviously. Well, all of a sudden, last month, these stupid cats were like hanging around our apartment. And there's this really big, giant, fat-ass, mean orange one. And he sprays all over the apartment complexes. Like, he just sprays everywhere. He's disgusting. I can't stand this cat. Well, the bastard went and put her back into heat. And I couldn't get her to calm down. And I just thought to myself, whatever. I want her to have a litter of kittens. Let her go outside for a night. And the thing is with her, she doesn't leave. Like, she doesn't leave our house. She'll have the males come to her. Smart, right? She's that lazy. So she just stays here, and then they come to her. She'll have a date night. But the thing is, I was watching her a lot. Like, I would make sure I'd, like, peek out the window just to see. She wasn't doing anything with these guys. Like, she had lots of suitors, like, all different kinds. And she kind of was just not having it with a lot of them. She's like, no. And she would just keep turning them away. Well, anyways, there was this one black cat. She seemed to like him because she was laying with him, and she'd go over across the way with him, and then she'd be over here with him, and, you know, she's like, you kind of look like me. I kind of like you. So, I don't know if, like, it's a certain breed that she attaches herself to, but they were like little lobsters. Anyways, so I kind of interrupted them one night. I felt kind of bad, and I was like, shit, because I think that he was getting ready to, you know. Well, she was all done. She came back in, and so after that, she was not doing what female cats do. She wasn't, you know, meowing anymore, and I'm thinking, okay, cool, she's out of her heat cycle. Couple of days, maybe like a week or so has passed, and she just started acting kind of funny. And I don't know why I had like this feeling in my heart something was wrong with her, because she was heavy in my mind. Like, I kept thinking, something kept pegging me like, Pepper, Pepper, Pepper. That's my cat. And I kind of kept paying attention to her. And for the past couple of days, she's been acting out of character. She just hasn't been acting like herself. She's just really slow, really lethargic, walking really weird. Not eating, which is weird because she eats all the time. No zoomies. She wasn't running through the house. Nothing. And then this morning, after our kids had gone to school, my husband and I were just kind of like getting fed up. And we're just like, all right, something's obviously wrong with her, because she just was not just laying around. Like, she doesn't want to do anything. Nothing. She was dry heaving yesterday. And then she kept dry heaving this morning. And my husband's like, maybe she's pregnant. I was like, yeah, possibly. But the limping thing wasn't adding up. So he grabbed her, flips her over. We're like looking at her. We're trying to look to see if maybe her nipples are developing. Nothing. And he went to go put her back down. And what is it called right here?
The dew claw.
The dew claw right here on her arm was all swollen. And it was like all infected. And he's like, well, that's why she's not walking normally. And then he's seen, and I didn't see this, he did. She has 2 blood blisters, like one here and one here. So this poor girl's been going through this like for a week now. We didn't realize that she got hurt when she was outside. So he thinks one of the male cats kind of like fucked her up and just hurt her like really bad, and forced himself on her to the point where he hurt her like really bad. So she has a vet appointment for next Tuesday. She's going to go get checked out. She's been eating. We had to buy her like special food because she won't eat hard food right now. I don't really blame her. But she's eating, but we're kind of, she's not really drinking water, which is making me nervous because you gotta drink water. She's using the litter box. She's kind of slightly active. She walks around. As you can see, she jumped down. She'll stretch, and then she'll jump up in the window. But she's not, like, being her regular self. So now my cat's sick. I'm getting sick.
And I'm getting sick and tired.
Yep. My life's sick. Everything's sick. Everything's falling apart. My truck's falling apart. I sound like a country song right now. Like, literally, I'm not even kidding. My truck's falling apart. My cat's dying. I don't know what's going on. Like, everything's just falling apart on me. And I did green eyeshadow this morning. I don't do green eyeshadow. Whatever. You know? Go with it. So everybody that watches my videos and you say that you like my blah blah blah, this is an extra blah blah blah. Oh, my husband just snitched too, and he told me that he watches my videos. I already knew that, but he's subscribed because he's a stalker.
Mm-hmm.
My 7-year-old keeps getting mad at me because he's bugging me because he wants to do another video with me. And it's a shame because I really want him to, but I don't know. I might just have him come on here anyways. It seems like everybody likes him more than they like me anyway, so. It's just like the way everything is nowadays. I don't really like, because people can pause videos and like zoom up and like screenshot him out of things or something like that. And then like sell his pictures on some sort of weird site. I Googled myself one time and I found myself on Google.
You found yourself on Google?
Yep. And I found somebody made a fake Facebook account of me. I was pregnant with my daughter. That was scary. And I found out it was my ex-husband's stalker girlfriend. Ex-girlfriend. I mean, it might as well have been his girlfriend at the time because he was still talking to her, doing bad stuff, but yep. She stole my photos and she was like acting like she was me to talk to my ex-husband. What?
What a creep.
Yeah. She made sure, like, because I had pregnancy boobies at that time, and she made sure she, like, focused, like, right on that. Like, she was like, yeah. And I'm like, okay. You're retarded because that makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense. You think you would feel bad about yourself. Like, why do you want to... You're trying to be me. Is it Trailer Park Man? My Trailer Park Boys?
Trailer Park Boys.
I was really trying to pretend to be me.
Sometimes we pretend that we're you. Ricky, you guys really pretend that you're me?
Yep. I had a Ricky moment.
Fucking stupid.
It is. I had a Ricky moment. I swear to God. I'm like, that makes no sense. I'm like, you pretend to be me. That was weird. Girls are crazy. What can I say? Except you're welcome. I mean, I hope she got laid. I hope my daughter's not watching this video. If you are, exit out. And you're not allowed to watch this. So, exit. You don't need to be hearing this.
Until you're 50.
No, now she's going to be like, attacking her dad. What do you mean you've been talking to other girls when you were with mom? My ex-husband. Ha ha! I hope she watches this. You're gonna get beat up. She does that too. She sticks up for me. It's super cute. I love my Stevie. She's like, what? I don't cross my daughter. Don't do it. You regret it. She attacks him. And he's like 6'2". She don't care. She really don't care. That girl's getting tall, though. She's literally almost taller. She's about the same height as me. And she's only 11 years old. So she's going to, like, tower over me. I think she's taking after... She's definitely not taking after me and her dad. Because me and her dad are the same height. Then the one day she was standing next to me and my ex-husband. And we're like, make this make sense. Because neither one of us are tall. We're like, where is she getting this from? But... my brother's tall. My brother's like, I think he's the same height as my husband, maybe a little bit shorter. 6'2", 6'5", 9" or something like that. And then my ex-husband's brother was tall. So I think she's leaning more towards her uncles. Well, that is the end of this video. It's like a half an hour long of me just jibber-jabbering, but I hope everybody that watches my videos that likes it when I talk, I hope you guys got a thrill out of this one. I'm gonna burp. That hurt. That was painful. He doesn't like mukbangs. He thinks they're stupid. He doesn't understand them, so. You know what? I just realized what my hair looks like. Mama's hot.
What?
You don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody else knows what I'm talking about. If you're not, you need to go follow her on TikTok. She has a YouTube channel, but she doesn't really use it. She's mostly on TikTok and Instagram now. Alright, you guys. Peace out. Hope to speak to y'all again soon. Thank you for subscribing to my channel and commenting. I read all your guys' comments, and I really do appreciate the people that are subscribing and that do leave, you know, those comment things. And my day oneers that have been here for a while, you guys are awesome. I always love seeing your guys' comments. You guys are great. So, my husband's shaking his head going, he thinks it's stupid. He thinks we're dumb. He doesn't like us. Alright, peace out, you guys.